some of the times you have to figure out these issues.
But it's not the hour.
But I'm sorry, there is a direct relationship to being on the phone is making you appointments.
I'm a real estate investor. I'm sharing everything I know about Subject to in a way that complete beginners understand. This guy is John Pratt, our fearless novice, diving headfirst into the world of Subject to real estate deals. Watch as I start him on the path. I'm your guide, Kyle Kargas, and this is Subject to Real Estate Secrets, the path from moron to millionaire.
Welcome to Subject to Real Estate Secrets, the path from moron to millionaire. Subject to real estate is when you could go buy a house, take over a seller's existing financing, so you don't have to go through a bank, etc. The seller gets to sell the house, move on, everyone's happy. We are here doing a series, Moron to Millionaire. Happy to be here. John, we are taking you from the beginning to the end. Welcome to today's episode.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, today's episode is really cool. We're going to be going over the 12 ways that we can make money with real estate agents. Okay? Why, real quick, why? No. We're going to first, I want to do, okay, how's it going? I want you to give me an update.
Yeah.
We're going to go over KPIs, okay? And then we'll get into that. But that is what we're going to be talking about today. I'm just so excited about it. I just want to ask you questions. But I'm going to hold myself back, John. All right. How did this week go for you?
I only got one appointment this week. Like lots of stuff went through my head. I'm like, what? Why am I doing this? Should I give up? Like I considered giving up logically, but then I'm like, no, I would just come around to it again and want to do it again. Why would I give up?
Based on my memory, and this would be 114 LOIs sent out this week. I feel like that's about what you usually send out on the higher end. I don't think you've ever really sent out 150, 200 or more. I think 117, right? So it's okay, you're sending out about the same number of LOIs every week, okay? So if you said at the beginning, Kyle, I've only gotten one appointment this week. Mm-hmm. Well, if the average touch points are 13 to get a deal done, mm-hmm. right? And you're wanting a deal now, right? You want more than one appointment a week.
Yeah.
Right? It's not enough appointments.
Not enough.
Okay, so you got one appointment this week based on 117 LOIs going out. You had 8 conversations. Mm-hmm. So you got 8 people on the phone.
No,
okay?
8 response or whatever I said.
Okay, one more time.
8 responses from those LOIs.
Okay.
But I just marked 3 more because 3 responded this morning. So 11 responses.
Okay. So got it. So here's some of my questions for you. Okay. 8 responses is actually still pretty good. It's not horrible. 10% would have been about, 11?
And some of them are no. That's a response.
And that's okay. That's okay. But the response rate, I would say a 10% response rate is still pretty good on just an email being sent out. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're not getting 10%. This is a little bit lower than some of the other weeks that you've had, but not as low as the worst.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not a horrible response rate. It would be nice to get it a little bit higher. Mm-hmm. Okay. But it's going to fluctuate. Yeah. So I don't think your response rate is absolutely horrible.
And that's what we've established in the past too. It's if it's working, don't fix it.
Exactly. So I think, hey, you sending out what you're sending out is fine. Keep doing it. The levers that you could change is, do you want to increase the number of LOIs you're sending out? Do we need to add more locations for you? Do we adjust the filtered criteria? There's different things we can do to send out more LOIs. So that's one option. Mm-hmm. If the goal is to get more people to talk to. Yeah. Okay. So a couple follow-up questions for you. One is, okay, your response rate is great, but you sent out 114. You got 8 responses. You spoke with 4. Mm-hmm. Okay. How many did you try?
Not enough. I did not carve out enough time for actual calls this week.
Okay. So did you try all 8 people?
All 8
that responded?
Yeah.
Okay, so you tried.
If they respond, I call.
Okay, so did you try to call anybody else that didn't respond?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so if you had to take a guess, how many calls do you think you tried?
Oh, 10. Yeah.
10 total.
Beyond that, beyond
10
the 8
beyond.
that,
Okay, gotcha. So you had plenty more people to call.
Yes. Oh yeah, 100. Yeah.
Yeah, you had about 100 more people that you could have called on. Okay, got it. So what I would say is, yes, could you increase the amount that you send LOIs to? Possibly because sometimes it's like, hey, I still only want to call these 8 people that actually respond. But honestly, there's a lot of deals that come out of the people that don't respond at all either. Okay? So there's definitely time. It sounds like time was the issue this week.
Yeah.
Okay? Do you think it was, and it's probably a combination of, did you have the time available and it sounds like you were feeling a little less motivated this week because of some of those thoughts you were thinking about. Hey, is this a waste of my time? Should I quit? Etc. If the goal is you were supposed to spend an hour minimum making calls, it shouldn't have been an hour. You didn't spend an hour of time making calls this week.
No.
Okay?
No.
Okay. So was that for lack of time or was it lack of mindset this week?
A little lack of time. Actually both. And convincing myself where my time is worth the most. If I think, oh, this isn't working, which is the despair, whatever we want to call it, then I'll spend my time doing something that I know works, which is what I do like normally, like with my content business, because time is worth money there. Like if an hour there is worth something. Where if I think, oh, my hour is just going to be wasted doing this because I can't get a freaking appointment, mindset, then I'll spend the time here instead.
Got it.
Doing
Got it.
whatever,
So that's
building
and so that's the hey, should I quit type of mentality.
Yeah. So then I think, well, should I just quit it altogether? Well, no, because I know it can work if I work it.
Yep.
And then
so you're at a very critical, important part here that people watching feel. To be honest, a lot of them feel it faster. I think it's actually been extended and taken you longer because you're with me every week. Mm-hmm. So you get more hyped up. You understand the process better. You have me giving you answers to things when some people don't. So they go through this cycle that you are going through at a faster pace, right? And then they start hitting like, oh, is this worth it, etc. Because the number one reason people fail is lack of consistency. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I would say that this is the first time, right? As far as I know, I think that where it's like, hey, a full hour has not been spent making phone calls.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're like stuck in the middle where you had that feeling, but yet you're like, oh, but I'll just come back to it, so I still want to do it, so you don't want to give up on it and not do it, but yet you weren't consistent this week. Okay? What I can tell you is having a foot in halfway and foot out, where it's like, no, I'm still doing it, but you're not doing your hour of phone calls every day, won't work.
Won't work.
It won't. Okay? You have to be, nope, this is my hour every day. Block it out on your schedule. Do not let anything get in the way. Okay? Mm. And there might have been a few other days and times where that happened as well. Mm. Okay? So you want to make sure you're being totally transparent with yourself. You're like, okay, and I think in the past, you've also worked, we talked about this, working an hour, hour and a half, but how much time...
But not on the call.
How much time were you really spent on the phone?
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying we lie to ourselves that some of that work's not valuable, because it is, and some of the times you have to figure out these issues.
But it's not the hour.
But I'm sorry, there is a direct relationship to being on the phone is making you appointments. That is the number one thing that gets you appointments. Yeah. It's like, oh, well, no, I was reviewing my LOI, trying to make some edits here. I was trying to be this, and I was listening to this to get motivated.
Notes because I don't want to call this guy twice when I just told him something.
Exactly. It's like, nope. People will work all day to fill up that hour of work and be like, oh, and I made 2 phone calls.
Work expands the longer the amount of time is allotted.
You will fill it.
Yeah.
You will fill your time. Mm-hmm. And if it's not filled with phone calls, John, you're not going to get deals.
It's filled with nothing.
It's filled with nothing, not important things. Mm-hmm. You just said you like to be efficient and fill your time with what makes you the most money. It's the same concept. Part of the problem here is you're filling the time with work that's related. That's like when newbies come in to me, I'm like, oh, I'm building my website. Mm-hmm. You know what? Can that contribute to business? Absolutely. I can make you way more money by saying, screw your website. Uh-huh. Don't even think about it. Don't buy a domain. Don't waste your time. Call these 20 people instead.
I did test my response rate versus no website and website, and they sniffed me out. And I see it on the data.
And they like that stuff.
Seconds.
You like that stuff, and so you see value in it. But I will tell you, if part of you spend that time on evaluating what's working and everything during your hour of phone calls, John.
Oh, no, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I set it up so that they would respond.
Okay.
That's why my, LOI sent to response rate ratio is good.
It's good.
Because they sniff us all out online. They spend 8 seconds on the homepage, they don't scroll at all,
Right.
and then they X out.
Right. But what people
wanna
need to
make sure you
know,
exist.
and I'm not saying you're doing this,
Yeah.
is they will let that work creep into the hour of phone calls.
They want to optimize the stuff that
They're like, oh, but if I spend the time
already
doing this,
optimized.
I'm going to get more response rate and I'm going to get more deals. They're not wrong logically, but they're nowhere close
But
to
it's not the
what's the
highest
most
leverage.
highest and best use of their time to get the deals done. So, John, this week, you got to spend an hour.
Okay.
Don't let anything creep in, and I want you to crush the phones.
Okay.
I'll be honest. 4 conversations is not a lot of time on the phone.
Yeah.
You could have no responses and call 100 people. You could call almost all of those people
Yeah.
during your 5 hours,
Yeah.
right? You really could. And I told you the man versus machine challenge that I was on like a couple weeks ago, right? I had to call. I was cold calling like you. These were agents that we didn't send out LOIs. These were responding.
you're
These are
cold.
completely cold calls. And I called, and I think I ended up calling like 12 people. I can't remember. I'll be off of my numbers, but 12, and I got 3 appointments set. I think I talked to 5.
How do you open them? What's the...
Right? So at that point, yeah, most of mine is I like to call and I say, hey, this, I'm calling about this house, etc. I like to use the days on market because that's part of my filter, right? So I usually have a conversation of like, hey, look, just straightforward. I'm calling because the house has been on the market for a while.
Yeah.
Right? I'm an investor. I'm looking for a rental property, right? Like, I'm thinking, I like to go under, I was thinking about cash. Like, is there flexibility on this? Like, where's the seller at? And then I get them talking that way.
Okay.
And then when they tell me there's no equity, which I kind of already know,
Yeah.
then
So
I'm
filter
like,
for it.
okay. And for that challenge, I was able to just talk about like I have a partner, kind of like you. I'm like, oh, well, look, I mostly do cash, but like when you're that low in equity, like I don't really do creative stuff, but like my partner buys houses all the time with low equity. They just have to structure it different, and most of them knew what I was talking about. And I'm like, look, I don't have all the answers. I'm like, I think that's a way. I think it's worth at least a phone call.
Yeah.
For you to talk to them and see if this type of solution might work for you. That was kind of the conversation that I did.
Okay.
For that challenge, and I got 3 appointments set out of talking to 5, but called 12.
Yeah.
So I called 12 people though, and that included the time I spent actually talking to agents.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have got a hold of someone on the phone, I would have called 20 people or 25.
Yeah.
That was in 45 minutes, so about an hour. So my point is, if nobody answers the phone, there's no reason you can't talk to.
Just
you
keep
can't.
calling.
You can't try to call 25 to 30 people in that hour. Which that means in 4 days, you could call all. In fact, 5 days. If nobody answers, you should get through all 117 LOI people that you sent easily. Nobody should be missed. The only way people should be missed is if you actually got a hold of someone on the phone.
And it costs me more.
And it costs you time because you're talking to them on the phone.
Which is the good problem.
Which is a great problem to have.
Yeah.
That should be the reason why, right? Which guess what? That still means you're still calling 50 people. So basically, you're not calling enough people,
Yeah.
right? So you need to get on the phone, and it should be like how many phone calls you actually are making during this hour.
Yeah.
You might need to record that.
Yeah, because I want to optimize also. I don't want to just get a bunch of voicemails.
Right, but if
like
you
when
get
we were
them, you
on,
get them.
when we were recording
Right.
here, it's like we called 7 people. We got 6 voicemails. Or
Right.
something. It's
Yeah.
like,
And that was all during our I
Yeah.
don't know, 30 minutes,
whatever
40
it was,
minutes,
yeah.
right? And we had a whole lot of talking going on.
Yeah,
And you
between
still
the
call
calls,
right.
yeah.
And if you think about it, you only called, 18 people,
right or whatever.
all
yeah.
week.
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
18 people all week, not good, right?
No.
So I think that's the self-reflection and honesty with yourself about it, which is why he only got 1 appointment this week.
So
Directly related.
the LOIs, I'm not even going to worry about sending more. I'll just
Don't.
send 117.
You have a bigger problem.
Whatever it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have a bigger problem. Send 117 again, whatever the number is. I want your goal this week is to call all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Make tons of phone calls. I promise you, you get on the phone more, you'll have more appointments.
Okay.
Okay? And then, now, with that said, we're actually going to go into today's episode.
Yeah.
Okay? Which is partially related. Because as you get on more of these phone calls, the problem is you're going to tell me, hey, Kyle, they're saying No, my seller doesn't want creative finance. Okay, bye. And then you're on to the next phone call.
Right.
You could do that. However, I'm going to go over the 12 ways that we can make money with a real estate agent. Not because I want you to drag out your conversation and talk about all 12 of these.
But if I need to deploy these,
but you
to
should
get the appointment.
You should at least have one or two in your mind, right, that you can pivot to when they bring up those objections about it. You're not going to convince anyone, right? If someone's completely against creative financing,
even if they're technically wrong,
right,
I'm not going to dig into that.
No.
You know.
Oh, I know, John. You're going to say the one line that's going to change their mind. Doesn't ever happen.
Yeah.
Trust me, right? You're married. I know. Okay.
The one line. Yeah.
No, it's if I could just tell my wife, if I just say that, and her to me, if I just say this one thing, he's going to agree with me.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's not true. Okay? Same thing. Okay? So there's not this one line that you really need to say in there and be like, oh, you know what, John? Yeah, creative financing is great. Let's just do it. No, you need to give yourself time to build a little rapport to get the appointment. Okay? So without further ado, this is what we're going to do. Okay? We're going to go through these. Okay? All right. So the first 6 actually are ways that we can buy the house.
Yeah.
The other 6 are just other ways that we can make money with the real estate agent themselves.
With that relationship.
Okay? Which has nothing to do with the house that we called on.
Okay.
Because the house we're calling on is really just an excuse to talk to the agent.
Yeah.
I would love for that to work out, but honestly, most deals that we buy is actually not the house that we're calling on.
Okay.
Okay? So, when that agent tells you, no, these sellers are not okay with creative financing, okay,
let's talk about 11
who cares?
things.
In your head, you should be thinking, I could care less, actually.
Okay.
Because even if, let's say it's 5% chance that actually the deal's going to be that house anyways, who cares?
Okay, yeah.
How about the 95% chance? Let's talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? So, number 1 is a cash offer. Real simple.
Yeah.
Right? You know that
they all want it. If the number's right, they all want it.
Exactly. Everyone wants a cash offer. The problem is cash offers are not retail. Right? They're going to be heavily discounted. Okay? So cash offers, however low percentage, based on the filters that you have in place right now, aren't very likely to happen. Okay? With that house.
Yeah. Because the cash offer often won't even pay off the
Right.
the
But so
remaining
once again, you can kind of turn to these ideas when they say no to you. So you're like, oh, okay, no problem. They don't like. I was gonna try to find out if we could do a cash offer. Boom, you pivoted to cash.
Yeah.
Maybe also you're like, oh, no problem. Like another way you could get into it would say, okay, I mean, what else do you do? Like, do you fix and flip yourself? Do you, or I also buy fixer-uppers. Like, do you ever come across those? Those are just different ways that you could bring up a cash offer.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's another way that we buy. Sub 2 offer is the original way. That's number 2, is a sub 2 offer, subject to, for anyone that doesn't know the short term. And that is what you're really calling about probably.
Yeah.
Okay? Number 3 could be a seller financed offer. That's really similar to the subject to. Seller finance is just, you find out that you thought they had a loan, but then they tell you, no, they own this free and clear.
Yeah.
Well, now you're doing creative financing
Sub
with
2
seller
wouldn't
financing.
make sense for that, yeah.
Right, sub 2 won't make sense because there's nothing to sub 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so seller financing, that's number 3. Number 4 is a partnership with the seller. Okay, this would be what some people call this like a novation. Okay, that's another term for it. But basically, you're just partnering with the seller. A couple examples. Example number 1, it's a house that needs to be fixed up. Seller's not willing to sell it to you for a low cash offer. So we can say, I would pivot and say, okay, well, what if we partnered on this? Is there a certain number that the seller wants out of this house? Oh, okay. All right. Well, what if we came in with the money, spent the money, bring the contractors in, fix up the house, which would then dramatically increase what we can sell it for, and we guarantee your seller their number.
Are these like investors? Are they mid-flip? Or the pre-flip,
no, this could be a straight to seller homeowner.
Yeah.
Yep. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Like, for example, this could work when a seller sometimes is trying to they're a super dated house, but they have it listed for like retail.
Yeah.
But the agent's like, they're so overpriced. And you're like, okay, look, this is dated, it needs a bunch of work. Where should it be? right? Let's say they're asking for 300 and the agent's like, I mean, probably like 250. Be like, look, a real cash offer though is probably around 200 for an investor. They're like, yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, but I don't think they take less than 225 to 230. Okay, well, now what if we partnered on this? If I could get him net 225, because if I buy this to do it myself, I have to buy it for 200.
Yeah.
But if we partner, I might be able to get him more because I don't have to go out and get a hard money loan. So that I get to save on my expenses. If I could save on my expenses, what if we could get him 225 as his number? I come in, I fix it up, remodel it, and then instead of 300, we can get over 300. So if I can net him 225, is that something that he might be open to?
Where does your expense disappear? Because you don't have to buy it up front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I buy it up front, there's title and expense costs, right? If I would have to go get a hard money loan, I would have to there's cost to actually acquire and get the loan. And then there's holding costs for that loan because someone is giving me a loan during all that time period. Is there any loan I have to get? Is there any expenses up front that I have to spend on?
What risk are you exposed to when you partner with him, and how do you mitigate
Well, I
that?
don't own the house, right? I might be putting in $30,000, $40,000 into something that I don't own.
Yeah, for months.
What if
4
the
months.
seller changes their mind midstream?
Yeah.
And
So
was
what's
like,
there?
I don't want to sell you the house.
What's written up?
Yeah. So we could go into detail on that. But basically, yes, you would want to protect yourself.
Okay.
You can come in there and you can put things against the house and
Okay.
protect yourself. So you are. I love that you're thinking that way. But that could be something else we talk on another episode.
Yeah, we could have a whole episode just about that later.
Just about that type of thing. Yeah. Those are called novations.
Okay.
Okay. Something, for example, right now I'm doing a challenge with Pace Morby right now. That we're doing the No One Left Behind challenge, right? And I'm one of the closers that we're doing. You guys can find that on YouTube. But I have a deal right now. I just talked to an agent, and they have land. And so I proposed, hey, let's partner on this. Your seller owns the land. We can come in and bring the manufacturer or the money to bring in a manufactured home or modular home and put on that to be able to sell it for more, right? And just partner. So we don't have to come in and do closing costs. We don't have to pay the agent up front. The agent can get paid when we sell the properties at a higher price. So the agent actually makes more money.
They're happy.
Right? Everyone's happy. But that's a partnership.
Yeah.
Right? And why did I do that? I also know that Pace Morby just bought a modular manufacturing company here in the Valley.
The company.
Yeah.
So there's your contact.
So there's my contact.
Yeah.
So my partner actually is manufacturing these modular homes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, Pace, bring the money, bring the manufactured homes in, right?
Yeah.
Just makes sense.
Yeah.
So you need to be networking.
All this raw land just opened up because of that then.
Exactly. So, all right, so that's a partnership. That was number 4.
Yeah.
Number 5 is lend and list. Okay? Lend and list is, let's take my example of that seller that has a dated home that should be selling it to me as a flipper at 200, has it for sale at 300, but it's not worth 300 because it's dated. It needs work. Instead of partnering with me, what if I lent him the money to do the remodeling, and then he would list it for full value, and then I would need to get paid back. It's kind of similar,
Pretty similar.
but it's a loan instead of a partnership. Okay? Here's another example.
And he would have to have contacts like a GC, right? To do that?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I would just be loaning him the
Okay.
money. Okay? Here's another example. Someone that's in foreclosure. Okay? This is really cool, and this should be done sometimes instead of me buying the house as a cash deal. Sometimes if I was going to buy that deal, let's take those same numbers, but let's change the scenario. Let's say it's not dated. Let's say he's behind in foreclosure. And let's say he owes $25,000. I'm like, hey, look, I got to buy this for $200,000, right? Like, if I buy this for $200,000, and he's like, oh gosh, dang it, that doesn't work for me. I'm like, okay, what if I loan you the $25,000 to catch up your loan, so you're not in pre-foreclosure anymore? Because why has he been unable to sell this house that's really worth $300,000? Because it has the scarlet letter of being in pre-foreclosure. If I were to walk you over and say, John, hey, look at this house. You're a buyer. Look at this house. Do you want to buy it? Hey, this is in pre-foreclosure. Kyle, do you think we can get a pretty good deal on this? Like, what should we be offering? Everyone is offering so much less. But if I give him a loan for $25,000, he sends that into the bank, catches it up so it's not in pre-foreclosure anymore, that goes away, he's going to get a higher offer.
And then where do you get paid?
Okay, so I get my money back plus a profit for the loan.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, now I would only do this if there's a lot of equity, right? So if he's trying to sell it for $300 but owes anywhere close to that, I'm not doing that loan. Like, my money's at risk.
Yeah.
But in all reality, if he owns it free and clear, and he's like, gosh, dang it, everyone's only giving me offers for $300, but this thing is really worth $400. I don't even have to fix it up. People are just lowballing me. Oh, because they see pre-foreclosure. You know what? You have $300,000 of equity. I'll give you a loan for $25,000 plus you need to keep making payments for the next 2 months. Let's give you a little bit bigger loan for $30,000, so now you can use some of that money to make those payments while you keep selling this, right? Maybe something else too. And then when you sell this for $300, I would of course run the numbers to make sure that those numbers are accurate. I get paid my $30,000 back plus $10,000 for my fee.
Yeah, after he sells.
After you sell.
Okay.
So it's a lend. I'm going to lend you it, but you're just going to be listing it still.
That's all on him.
That's all on him.
Yeah.
I'm just a lender.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's called lend and list.
Yeah.
Okay, that was number 5. The last one for about the house itself that we're calling on would be what's called a Morby method. Called that because obviously it pays Morby. Okay. But it's been around, but he kind of coined the term. Morby method is when I have a seller trying to do seller finance with me. Do I want typically a large down payment or a small down payment as the buyer? Small. Okay. Well, what if they can't do that? I mean, they could not. Most people don't want a small down payment.
Because they need the
But what
cash.
if they can't? They need the cash for something. What if it's something medical? They're like, oh my gosh, the only reason I'm selling this is because I have this huge medical bill. The house is worth $400, and they're like, oh, I need $100,000 plus. Well, 20% of 400 is 80,000. That's the high end that you would find an investor willing to bring in a 20% down payment. So they need even more than that. I'm not going to find a family or anything that's probably going to be able to bring in 100,000 or more. So what a Morby method is I actually go to the bank, not to their bank.
Yeah.
I go to a bank and I go get a loan and I tell them, hey, how much of a loan based on this house will you give me? Usually that's a DSCR loan, debt service coverage ratio loan. What that means is I go to an investor bank and I go, I'm an investor. And they go, well, how much will this rent for? And so they're basing the loan on what the income that the house can make.
That's still going to be like 8% loan, right?
Okay. So, yeah. So interest rate wise, it's not the best. But then they go, okay, on this house, we can actually support, I don't know, let's say $300,000. Kyle, we could give you a loan for $300,000 on this $400,000 house, but nothing more because the rent isn't high enough to bring that in. Okay, got it. Perfect. Now I take that term sheet and I go to the seller and I go, okay, seller, you need 100,000. What if I could give you more than 100,000? I could give you 150,000 or 200,000. Okay? Because the most important thing to you is this cash that you get up front. Now to do that, I went to the bank and they said that they could give me, more. Now I can't give you 300. Here's what I'm approved for because the math doesn't make sense. But I could give you 150,000. What if I could give you 50 grand more than you're asking for? Okay. Now I'll go get a bank loan for that amount. But what I would need you to do is to seller carry the remaining balance.
To you.
To me.
Yeah.
Okay. So
at a certain percent.
Right. Yeah. And most of the time, like at 0%.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm like, if I go do this, I'm going to have to pay up the nose on a really high interest rate. I would need you to seller finance the rest of your money with no payments. Right?
Just the finance,
Yep. Just hold it,
payment,
hold the loan there.
Okay.
So why would I do that? Well, 0% and 8 or 9%,
Is only
like 4.5%, right? Something like that. And it's probably lower than that in this scenario because I'm giving them 150 grand when the house was 400. So I have a $250,000 0% loan and only $150,000. So the ratio is not 50-50.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
more
actually-
weighted.
It's more weighted
For the
on my
zero.
zero. So
Yeah.
my rate's probably more in the threes.
Yeah.
Okay? So that could be a great deal.
Yeah.
What did I do? I got them the cash that they needed out of the property.
And you closed the gap with another loan.
And I
that-
closed the
yes,
gap.
it's high interest rate, but when you weight the whole
Right.
purchase.
Yeah,
the
so
whole
it's very
value.
creative to
Yeah.
put together, right? Versus if they own it free and clear, they're like, oh, but we really need this. They might be having to only sell it for $300. Now they're getting the whole $400. Okay, so that's what a Morby method is.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yes. Now, sometimes the more, sometimes, rarely, but it does happen, the more creative I make it sound, the more sketchy they think it is.
Correct,
Right? They're like
correct.
scared of it.
Now remember, you're not going into detail about all these.
No.
Okay, and anyone watching this right now, that's not your job. The closer is the one that is going to pivot to whatever it needs to be spoken about. Okay, you just need to be aware. So when someone comes out and says, "Hey, subject to won't work here. I've gotten 10 subject to offers. They have said no." Okay, hey, no problem. Right? I was calling to see if cash would work.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? If they would have been on board with subject to, we do that too, and great. But it sounds like, yeah, that's not an option. Right? Now, we buy houses a bunch of ways, and there's other ways that we could still make money with you as well. Like, I'm calling just to see if you want to set up an appointment with Kyle, right? Who can see, like, one, maybe he has a way that we can buy this house that would work for them, or two, it doesn't, and you guys find another way to make money together, right? Like, to me, that would make sense. Like,
Yeah.
and you could still set up that appointment that way.
Yeah, yeah. Which is the whole goal.
Which is the whole goal.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's the point
Okay.
here. Without you don't say, Morby Method, let me explain to you the Morby Method.
Yeah, yeah.
I would explain to that. And here's the thing. Unlike this video, everyone right now has heard 6 ways already, and I'm going into detail about them. When I'm on the call with the agent, I'm not going through, oh, how about this? How about this? How about this? I'm listening and asking questions. And then I go, if you need a down payment that much, that amount of money, I have an idea,
Yeah.
right? Boom. I'm only explaining the one option.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's number 6. That is all we can do typically about the house that we're calling on.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's 6 different ways there that we can buy their house. I don't know when I get an appointment which of the 6 it's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
If any, and then we move on to the other
Yep.
6.
And then
Yeah.
after that, and we'll go through the rest of these real quick. Number 7, you're probably already doing. That's just other houses.
Yeah.
So the agent says, no, not this house. Hey, are there any other houses that we should talk about? I'll pivot to that too in
Yeah.
my conversations.
Yeah.
That one's easy. Okay. Number 8 is referrals.
Yeah.
Right? I get other agents after I explain what we do. I'm like, oh, okay, so you don't have anything right now. Got it. I mean, do you think anybody else in your brokerage? Right? Well, and to be honest, I would say referrals typically would be not other agent referrals yet. I would say these type of referrals are, like, do you have any other sellers that you know about? Maybe not other houses, but do you know someone else that I should talk to about doing any of this type of business? Okay. So just referrals in general,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Number 9, non-qualified buyers. That's a completely different pivot.
Yeah.
That is saying, let's don't talk about you selling a house to me. Like, oh, you only do like 1 listing a year?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you work with the buyers a lot. Okay, you know what? We could work. I sell houses. This is what I say a lot. I sell a lot of my houses on seller financing, John, because I don't need the money right now, and so I know that seller financing, I can make the most money. So I sell a lot of my houses on seller financing and put families in them. You work with a lot of buyers. Do you ever come across non-qualified buyers like for a bank? Sometimes it's, hey, they make a lot of money, but they write off a lot in their taxes, so the bank doesn't like them. Mm-hmm. Or they're an I-10 buyer, right? And there's a couple other examples. Do you ever come across those that, like, and I'm not talking hard money interest rates. I usually give 3, 4, 5, bank rates or less. Do you ever come across buyers that might interest them? Boom. Yes. Agents love that if they work with buyers. The other half don't.
Because these are the buyers they basically can't work with traditionally. And they don't know how to access the value in that relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, hey, and a lot of these buyers, like, you're not able to make money with them. But with me, we can get them in a home. I can be the bank and seller finance them the home, and I'll get you paid every time.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So something that, yeah, like, even you get into a quick appointment, they're just shutting you down hard. And you just go, okay, you know what? Like, I know this is kind of out of left field as well, but like we run separately, right? Like Kyle separately like sells a lot of houses in seller finance. So like, do you ever come across buyers as well? Like, we'd love to still try to make money with you. Like, do you want to talk to Kyle about making money that way? And you could set up an appointment that way. Make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Number 10, just resources and expanding your network. Okay. Well, guess what? If you're talking to an agent, and once again, we're past talking about the house.
Yeah.
And you're like, so what do you, like, do you do real estate full time? Is it part time? Oh, well, what else do you do? Yeah. Oh, okay. All of a sudden you find out, oh, yeah, I'm a contractor, right? I'm a roofer. Oh, fantastic. Like, we remodel a lot of homes. Like, do you like to work with investors on that type of stuff? Like, or is it more retail?
Yeah.
So, right, like when we work with a lot of agents, and sometimes they're looking for roofers or they're looking for, AC guys, whatever, right, to come in and help out. Like, I mean, would you like those type of leads?
No.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
Right. So resources.
Yeah.
Right. You're and your network and everything. You're like, oh, you're a flipper? Like, well, what type of houses are you looking for? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna be...
you're a flipper? Like, I could send you fixer-uppers, right? If it doesn't fit our buy box, like, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. All right, cool. Next one, other businesses. This is like someone says, yeah, you know what? I have a house cleaning business. We do that, It's like, oh, interesting. Like, how long have you been doing that? Okay, like, I mean, I have a partner that actually is looking to buy a business right now. Like, you might not be interested at all on selling yours, but like, do you know of anyone that's selling a business? Like, you probably have other friends that, a lot of times people that have their own business have other friends that do.
Yeah. And
sometimes it's time to retire, etc. Do you know anybody like that? Dude, myself and a lot of my partners, John, we're buying businesses.
Okay. Yeah.
It could be an AC company. It could be a lot of companies.
Yeah.
Okay. So you could get a lead that way.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was number 11.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. And number 12 is to lend on their deals or a client's deal. Okay. Now, this is different than the lend and list.
Yeah.
The lend and list is specifically about that house. Okay? I'm going to go back to my example of the challenge that I'm working on right now with that land and putting those modular or manufactured homes on it, the example I already gave you. Right after during that conversation, after we talked about the land, I pivoted and I said, hey, so like, are you making all of your money through like land? Like, or is there probably something else? How do you make your money? Oh, I'm a landscaper, he says. Oh, in Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, really big jobs, right? Like, generally $100,000, $150,000 jobs, putting brand new landscaping, maybe a pool and everything into these homes, right? And I basically asked him, I was like, oh, well, on that landscaping, like, have you ever like considered like getting a loan to try to expand your business? Right? And all of a sudden he's like, well, yeah. And his agent spoke up. It's like, what about all your customers? When they want a pool, like if they could give them a loan to build that pool, would that help?
So the agent knew.
The agent knew what he does.
And the agent knew that he could get more business if he financed some of these deals.
So if the agent's smart, also, guess what? It also tells me he's probably built this relationship with the agent over time and has probably complained about how people like casually, just over time, probably complain about, hey, man, if I could just find a good way to like get them a loan, or what's your client's biggest problem? It's like I give them this bid and they're like, oh wow, that's a lot of money. Like, let me see if I can get like a HELOC on my house or something else. Mm-hmm. And now he loses the deal because they have to go off and figure this out on their own. When if he could just come and be like, we will already give you a loan on this.
He has in-house financing at that point.
He has in-house financing. Yeah. Massive.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be me lending on something, no house, that you know, that I'm buying, etc. Right? It is literally like, let me give you a loan for something that your client needs, or even the agent. Sometimes this happens when they're a flipper, right? Mm-hmm. Or their client's a flipper, right?
Yeah, I have a question for you at the end.
If you call on a house that's looks like a flipped house, John, and it's all fixed up, and you're like, oh, there's a hard money loan on this. This isn't going to work. Oh, do you work with a lot of flippers? You know, Kyle, he does a lot of hard money loans. Like, he does a lot of lending. Would you or your clients, like, would it be, like, you should talk to Kyle to see what, like, his terms are. Maybe he can help out your clients to help get them a loan.
Yeah.
And maybe he's the best one just in weird situations, but, like, that's probably worth a conversation.
Yeah.
John, you could have an appointment for me just to talk to him about giving him a loan for something. And that's 12.
That is 12. That's a lot. We talked earlier a few weeks ago, and I remember number 10. You've added 2.
Yeah. And there's so many ways to make money, right? It's the relationship with the agent. We're not here they put up a wall and we're smashing into it, right? No, we're here to help.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not here to completely change someone and convince them that subject to is the right option.
Yeah.
Right? And guess what happens? When you pivot away from the house and you start building credibility, sometimes you can move your way back.
To even the same house?
To even the same house and subject to.
Or even they bring it right back.
They'll bring it right back.
You know what? This could work.
Yep.
Maybe we should talk.
Happens all the time, especially when I pivot to cash, and then we can move back to creative. Sometimes, like, I'll start talking about lending. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll find out about that. And then, you know what? If for whatever reason, I know, like, you end up talking to the seller again about, Applewood Drive, right? Like, maybe maybe their thoughts will change on it in like a month or two. Just keep me in your back pocket on that too. Yeah. I do think it might be a good fit, like when and if.
Yeah.
That's it. And then, all right, cool. Hey, but let's talk to your client. Let's jump on a 3-way call and talk about that, that business. Mm-hmm. Boom, done.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You love what you do.
I do.
You love what you do.
It's fun.
It's evident every week.
Yeah.
And whenever I see you.
Okay.
What do you like more? Real estate or deals? Lots of overlap there.
Oof. That's tough. I will say for most of my experience in life, it's real estate. Hands down. I still love real estate.
Yeah.
Okay? And so my answer is going to be real estate.
Okay.
Okay? It is such a passion of mine. But the cool part is these other pieces plug in and relate so well that part of what I love about real estate is the mystery and solving the problem, which is what I'm able to do on some of these other things, right? And then so much of it is so related. I still will answer real estate partially because like I'm still doing some of the same stuff with real estate, but then real estate's also such a powerhouse when it comes to you also get depreciation with real estate. The appreciation with it is just amazing, right? The necessity of it, that people need it. Unlike a business can just go out of business, right? Housing is a need for people. And so a lot of times the problems I'm solving with affordability and things like that can be quite fulfilling that way. So definitely still real estate as a whole, but great question.
Yeah. Part of it, deals.
Dude, I love it. Thank you. John, thanks for being here. I hope that helps everyone else as well. Guys, stay with us. You can see we're bringing lots of value every time. Like and subscribe to the video. See you guys next time.